Hi, I'm Jason Zubak, four-time world long drive champion. Often you'll have the term effortless power, but it more appropriately termed, I guess, efficient power, meaning everything is going to get set at the top appropriately before we ever start our downswing. That's going to give us the best chance to create massive club head speed, the best ball speed, and the longest distance. You know that one guy at the golf course doesn't seem to really rip it, but hits it a mile? The PGA Tour guys, even in the long drive contest, where I hit my best balls, it felt almost effortless. When we're taking our club back, we want the correct sequence. Our hips are going to turn, our shoulders are going to turn, our arms get to that hanging vertical position, and our wrists are going to hinge. Now, if we get too fast in our backswing, that can't happen. So we want to give it a beat at the top to let everything catch up. That hip turn, the shoulder turn, the arms to get that hanging vertical position, as well as the wrist hinge. We have to assure that that happens before we can ever start our downswing. Now, a good thing to remember as well is keep the softness in our hands, in our wrists, but all the way from the elbows down. You know, we often talk about light grip pressure and such, but you want a softness all the way from the elbows. You want no tension basically in the arms, and that could transfer all the way to the golf club shaft to the club head, and then we can feel the club head. Now again, we want to give it a little bit of time at the top, almost a beat, just let everything catch up. Our hips, our shoulders, our arms, our hands, everything's getting set at the top before we ever start our downswing. That one wasn't too bad, where I was able to get to the top of my swing, my hips are turned, my shoulders are coiled, and at that last second, my wrists get hinged at the top. And here's where the effortless power comes from, or the efficient power. Well, when we start our downswing, is the correct sequence of the hips turning. So they'll start, then the shoulders, the arms, and at the last second, the hands and the wrists. But how do we do that? A great concept or a great swing thought is, once we get to the top, you know, we're waiting for that, just that beat at the top, not a distinct second, not a distinct pause, but just a beat, let everything catch up. Now, when we start down, what I want you to do is just leave the hands at the top. And that'll increase our wrist hinge a little bit, but it'll have our sequence of our hips starting first, our shoulders, our arms, and then at the last second, the hands and the wrists could really accelerate into the golf ball, giving us that efficient power, that effortless power. Let's put that together one more time. Again, on the backswing, want everything to catch up. That beat at the top. Let the hips, the shoulders, the arms, and the wrist hinge at the top. And then on the downswing, with that softness from the elbows all the way down, we start down with our hips, our trunk, our arms, and at the last second, the wrist can really add a lot of pop to the ball velocity. Just like that one. That was pretty efficient. Everything turned through, a lot of velocity, good distance.